Greetings everyone. Today I'd like to present my oral presentation for PSYCH1011. The topic that I've chosen is communication and interpersonal skills. And the next slide. The question we have to ask here is, what are interpersonal skills and communication? Interpersonal skills are traits that you rely on when you interact with one another, and it's actually a very core principle that you have to progress yourself further in a workplace. They cover a variety of scenarios where communication and cooperation is essential. Effective interpersonal skills are very vital for a proper teamwork to move forward, because interpersonal skills base yourself on your values and your morals, and it helps you encompass with other people. And it can help you during the job interview process, and you can have positive impact on the career advancements on yourself and onto others, and also your superiors and inferiors, whoever it is. Interpersonal skills and communications both make a heavy impact on you and your progress. Next slide, please. So how do we apply communication and collaboratively in a diverse team? Okay. First of all, we have to keep an open mind. We have to be open towards ideas, ethnicities, and diversity among working place. All right. In this way, we can adapt to culture and adapt to other people's mindset from a different demographic or social standards or ethnicities and countries. We are more open and we can accept more. We have to have at least some knowledge of people's cultural backgrounds. This doesn't have to be a person looking up on details, but it could be a very, very minor thing. For example, we could just look at someone, okay, you're from Malaysia, okay, maybe the tourism there is good. I heard the food is really great. So at least a little bit knowledge. And practice active listening. Listening is always very important. As Socrates once says, everything should be 70% listening and 30% speaking, so that we get to learn more when we converse with people. We should watch our non-verbal communication, in the sense that when you speak to someone, we should always have a physical contact in a very friendly way, and make body gestures that shows that you're interested in them. And we should maintain a personal touch. This is not only figuratively and physically, but like emotionally. We should always have a personal touch with someone. When we go home, we should always know that we've touched this person. Next slide, please. How do you apply interpersonal skills in a diverse team? Exercising self-awareness is very vital, because we get to talk about our awareness of the surrounding of us, and it creates a sort of realization with what's happening. Being cognizant of nonverbal communication is very vital too, because nonverbal communication is things that we do with our physical attributes and gestures and kindness. Being respectful to others. Respect is a very important thing that we have to do with our co-workers and people who are in our lives, basically. Showing empathy and understanding. Moral values such as empathy and understanding is also very important, because as a human, that's what we seek. That's what all of us seek. We need empathy and understanding. As we go through culture to culture and nation to nation, we tend to think that everywhere is the same. But when you're a majority in one place and a minority in another, you tend to face this huge paradigm shift and privilege shock. Being a clear communicator is also very important, in the sense that you need to be more expressive, and you need to be clear with what you need. It's basic human knowledge, but it also applies in a diverse team, because we're working with multicultural people. Engaging in active listening. Like I said earlier in the slide before, engaging in active listening is not only good for communication, but also an interpersonal skill in a diverse team. Next slide, please. Alright, so prejudice is one of the biggest barrier faced towards the progressive utopian dream that us humans have. So recognizing prejudicial attitudes that lead to discrimination is very vital. The recognition of prejudicial attitudes can eliminate the occurrence of discrimination in workplace. If we do not, the first attempt to fix a problem is to acknowledge that there is a problem. Secondly, interpersonal skills and effectiveness communication can eliminate the chances of discrimination onto others. If you were to see someone being discriminated, or if you were to face with someone who is actually being the least you can do is help them out, talk to them, bring them out of it. And if we stand up against prejudice, racism wouldn't exist anymore. And interpersonal skills and communication eliminates this risk because number one, we tend to communicate and understand the standpoint of one another from a different diverse community. So we tend to empathize with them, and it's one of the qualities that interpersonal skills provide us with. People can be more understanding if they took up proper communication to speak to people who have a problem with second languages instead of it being ignorant towards the culture of others. Basically, English is not the first language for many people, like maybe more than majority of people on this planet especially, have plenty of languages that they have to learn before learning English, because not many countries provide English as their first language. So given that, English can be very easy to learn, but not many people can learn it when their first language is something else. So when you learn another language, and when you go to a country where English is the first language, and people tend to have problem with communicating, when this happens, they tend to be very inferior of themselves, and it's normal for discrimination to happen to those kind of people. With proper interpersonal skills and communication, that kind of barrier can be overcome. Next slide, please. So the first scenario is in a workplace that is a rich culture and ethnicity, where people from different first languages, it might be difficult to come across the language barrier. Like I mentioned earlier, coming across the language barrier is one thing, but making them feel at home in a new place with a new environment where people are from different culture and different nations, it is important and vital, because when communication is used properly and adapted well amongst diverse community, it ignites bonding, which then endorses teamwork in the workplace. Nothing is better than having a proper team, because there's no I in team, and team is basically a very selfless term to use, where the more the merrier, where there's more ideas and there's more collaborativeness, which means the innovation is bigger and success will also be bigger. Next slide, please. Scenario B is when that communication and interpersonal skills leads to success in workforce. Obviously, proper communication and amazing interpersonal skills can lead to a significant amount of success. People tend to share their ideas through communication, and due to their interpersonal skills, they can produce more ideas. Humans have been only progressing since we first started to civilize, and we are still doing so. Without proper morals and proper ethics, we might not be anywhere. So it is important for us to have interpersonal skills and proper communication to reach that goal. These ideas can be used at the benefit of the workforce. We can bring this organization further. We can make this workforce more at home for people who come from different ethnicities and different diversity. Diversity was never a problem. The world has only been a better place because of diversity, and communication is one of the most vital things humans first learn. It has been the stepping stone of everything else that we've learned. Communication is what we learn first. And interpersonal skills should be taught since people are a child, and it should be enhanced when they get into workforce.